Hi, and welcome back to Discovering Truth. This is going to be a part two to what I was talking about ways to save money. Okay. These are different tips, things that I've done, that I've saved money in the past. I used to live under the poverty level, and it's tough. It's real rough for people. And if I can help people save some money so that they can then either invest it in something else or get claw their way out of poverty, um, or just make life a little bit easier so you're not pinching pennies every single day. Um, or not, I'm going to show you how to pinch the pennies so that you're not hurting and missing bills, things like that. So again, this is part two. Please see part one. Um, okay, so the last thing I left on was bag lunches, protein shakes, things like that, so that you do not have to be buying food for your lunch break when you're working. Okay, um, fix your own car. um, I would recommend you learn how to fix your car, especially small stuff. Do you realize how inexpensive it is to do your own oil change or change your own brakes? But those are very expensive items at the mechanics. Um, the other thing is find a mechanic. So a lot of people will, okay, I found this mechanic, I can trust this mechanic, and so I go there. Well, what about the employee? What if you found the employee and said, hey, would you like to do some work outside of work? A lot of mechanics will do side work. And if you can pay just the employee, you're not paying the employee plus the business. So my recommendation is find a mechanic that you can trust. Most people have a friend that's a mechanic. Go to them over going to the store or the mechanic shop because you're paying for the shop also. Now, if you can't and you have to go to a shop, that's one thing. Try to find one that's honest and trustworthy and not gonna cost you an arm and a leg. But most people know a mechanic or can find has a friend that knows a mechanic that you can trust and go to. They're going to be way less expensive for the items that you can't do. Um, my next thing with vehicles is buy used. Don't buy new. Brand new, you're paying mostly for appreciation. If you get one that's just a few years old, you're going to have the majority of the life from that vehicle. Okay. I just bought a vehicle from my brother, 2018. Um, it only had 37,000 miles on it, and I got it for like, I don't remember what he said. It was like 20,000 less than what it cost him. Why am I paying the extra 20,000 for a few years and couple dozen 30,000 miles? It doesn't make any sense. But if I buy it used, then I save a ton of money doing that. And I only drive a vehicle until it starts to where I got to repair it all the time. So, and then again, some of these are if you're able, okay? But if you're able, buy a vehicle, get it to a few years old, okay? Drive it until you start having to replace parts. Once you have to start replacing parts, it's going to probably continue doing that. At that point, I sell the vehicle and I buy a new one, okay? The other thing is when you buy, if you're able to, pay cash. Buy it off a friend if you have to do payments. Um, the interest you'll save by not going to a car dealership is just ridiculous. There are so many people buying or selling their vehicles. Go to one of them. Facebook's got all kinds of marketplace, okay, for sale. You see them in stores and parking lots, things like that, on people's corners at the end of their driveways. Buy someone else's vehicle, okay? Again, someone you trust. If you can have a mechanic check it out before you buy it, even better, okay? But doing it that way and not paying all that interest will save you a ton. Let's see. Entertainment. Fine. It. My first recommendation: sit at home, watch TV. Maybe read a book. That would It'd be. It takes a longer time to read a book than watch a movie. Two, it's better and healthier for you. Okay, because you don't just get drowned out and you're not just watching a screen all day long. And then three, depending on the type of book, you might learn something. I read tons of books. I learn all kinds of things. I'm not real big on novels, but novels are fine. But I like to read in order to educate myself, to learn something new. But if you can't do that, or if you've done that for like crazy and you're like, I just got to get out of the house, you're getting stir crazy, find inexpensive things. There's websites that are will show free to inexpensive activities. There's books about it. Some of the things that I have found that I do, I go play pool. My brother got me into it. It's awesome. I have a real good time. I'm not great yet, but I still have fun. I'm learning. I'm getting better, but it's not that expensive. I'm on a league. It costs me $12 a week, and I'm there for hours. So I get there about 6:30. We usually don't leave till maybe 10, 11. I'm there for all those hours, and I spent $12. That's not that expensive. And then when I do go out, I don't drink personally, but even if you do, I would recommend not. The amount that it costs to buy a drink at a bar is so expensive compared to what you might pick up at the store to bring home. I don't drink alcohol at all, but if you do go out, a pop is not that expensive compared to to a beer or drinks or things like that, alcoholic drinks. So just get a pop when you go out. Get a lemonade if you don't want to drink sodas. The point is to get out. If you don't have a lot of money and you're needing to get out, the point is just to be able to get out in an inexpensive way, not to blow all your money so now you're strapped again. So some of the other ways to go out that's inexpensive. I have in our area, we have AMC theaters. So what I do is they have a program, $20 a month, and I get to go see 12 movies a month. Or no, I'm sorry, it's up to 16 now. Four movies a week. That's 16 movies a month for $20. That's a great deal. And I get out. I'm out for a few hours. I do not buy popcorn and pop because it's super expensive at those places. You're only going to be there for a couple hours anyway, So that's one of the things I do. Let's see, what else do I have here? Spend time with your kids. Once they're older, you're going to regret all the time you missed with your children. If you've got the time, spend some time with your children. Okay? Play board games. Play video games with them, whatever they like. Get into their world, get into their head, and just spend time with your kids, okay? Let's see. What else do I got here? Loans, credit cards. Try not to use them if you do not have to, okay? Once you get yourself to a point to where you're a little financially stable, all right, then you might be able to get some loans or get a few credit cards just to build your credit so that when you do have to get a loan, then it's a less expensive interest rates. One of the things I learned is pay your credit cards every single month off at the end of the month. If you do that, or as my daughter does, because most things all online anyway, she will go charge it and then she'll take the money and transfer it immediately. Well, then why use the credit card? Because it builds your credit, okay? And then you can get a lower, car insurance ends up being lower. If you're wanting to get into an apartment or something like that, then usually the deposit's lower. There's advantages to building your credit, but you got to do it smart and not use them to where then, I can't make the payments. I've been in that spot before too, okay? Nobody wants bad credit. There's an envelope system I learned. So when you get your paycheck, you have all these bills that you got to pay. You need to figure out the amounts, figure out what your paycheck is, and then divide it up into what we call the envelope system. One envelope will have rent on it. One envelope will have car repair on it. One envelope will have car payment on it. One envelope will have whatever your bills are, whatever you spend money on, every little tiny thing you spend money on, have an envelope for it, right? And then deposit the money into each envelope. That way, when the rent's due, you take that envelope and you've already got the cash. When there's a car repair, you'll have an envelope for each one that you currently use, but you're gonna have envelopes for things you don't need right now too, like car repairs. So you put in car repairs each month, and now, oh crap, I got a flat tire. Well, I got money in the car repair envelope, and I can use that. And then every little disaster isn't gonna ruin your whole entire world. Cheap housing. So I've got family members that spend double what I spend on rent. I've found a place. It's very inexpensive. I'm good to my landlord. She's good to me. Everybody's happy. Try to find inexpensive housing. And we're over 10 minutes, so I'm going to make a part 3. Like, subscribe, share the show, leave a comment, and have a blessed day.